Project Gorgon is an old-school inspired MMORPG in early access on Steam with nearly 2,000 very positive reviews. It's praised for its community and depth. Even negative reviews are associated with over 1,000 hours of game time. More seriously, good-willed negative reviews tend to emphasize the title's lack of optimization or the quality of its art or animations. Yet despite the title's recent challenges, hope is on the horizon. I'm Marl MMO, and I connect gamers to MMOs they'll love. Enjoy this tour of Project Gorgon with one of its veterans, Asheron, an in-game healer and leader within its community. We explore older areas that have seen graphical updates since being released, new in-game areas, added in a massive year-end 2023 patch, and many systems that may surprise you. Moreover, to have a chance to win a free copy of Project Gorgon, please download the free demo and comment below detailing what you enjoy about the MMORPG. Feel free to include criticism too. I will be in contact with the winners.
Well, good deal. Well, I can now see, thanks to your buff that enables my character to metabolize certain types of sugars more efficiently. Where are we going? Where are we off to?
I thought we would, go take a little bit of a look at Eltibule because it's been it's a new map. It's not a completely new map.
Yeah,
Let's just say it's been updated.
Yeah, I'll hop on my horse.
And I don't know if that was before or after the last time you saw it, but I think it's worth, a little bit of looking at.
Yeah, let's go take a look.
And then also, I know that Kerr has been updated since the last time you saw it, but
now on our route there, for those who don't know, who are you and what's been your journey with Project Gorgon?
So I've been playing since 2019. I think I started playing in July or August 2019. Started playing with the Guild Rowan Trading. Moved over to Floof Troop. I'm a weird player. A lot of players will experiment with different skills and whatever. I'm a little bit different. I played fire magic up to like level 30. But then, once I went out of demo, I immediately went and became a bard. And I got hooked. And then I noticed bard had some healing skills, healing abilities. I usually play healers in these MMOs. And, for 20, 25 years, I've been playing MMOs, and I almost always play a healer. And this game, I was like, I'm going to try DPS. I want to do something different. So I went and I did the fire magic thing. And that lasted for about 30 levels until I took Bard skill, and I was like, well, what's a good skill to do with Bard? And so I took animal handling. I was doing animal handling, fire magic, and then I took Bard, and I did Bard animal handling, and then I just got into a group and just started using my healing abilities. And I thought, Bard healing is pretty cool in this game. I'd like to explore it a little bit more. And the next thing you know, I'm coming up with a Bard priest build, and only been playing 2 months. So from that point on, I've just been playing the same build. I guess we call them builds. And
I don't think there's anything necessarily weird with that. My personality tends to cater towards once I find something that really clicks, that really harmonizes with my interests. In fact, when I go to restaurants, the moment I find a dish that I enjoy, that's basically what I get every time.
I'm like that too.
Yeah.
But, I have played around with other healing skills and abilities, but I've, for 4 years, played the same build, and I've, completely refined it to, perfection.
Science. Yeah, I imagine so, yeah.
with the way skills and stuff go in this game, and yeah, you know, anytime they raise the level cap and stuff, things change a little bit. You know, when new items and stuff come out, so I do get to tweak and stuff. You know, I didn't set it in stone.
But I think that's also a completely valid play style in Project Gorgon that despite its wide-ranging possibilities, you have so many choices that you can really find what fits, what works for you. So
yeah,
I think
I learn about other builds and stuff by watching other players. You know.
Oh sure,
so,
yeah.
So I mean, I'm not so focused on just what I'm doing, especially as a healer. You need to know what your tank is capable of, because different tanks have different needs.
That is a massive spider.
Yeah. Oh,
fire
yeah.
spider. That is enormous. No arachnophobia here.
Are you okay?
I'm doing fine. I think that model's been updated since the last time I've poked around here. I thought it was a boss.
So
it is a great model. Now, in context to you being a bard, it's
I'm
not like
actually not a bard right now. I've actually got my wasp out here.
I'll bring
I did
my little
actually level my animal handling up all the way, so I do have a third skill. This is a level 95 wasp that I just tamed in the brand new dungeon.
That's the in-game level range.
Yes. This is,
in your context as a healer, whatever a raid would be in Project Gorgon, you are at that caliber.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I tend to lead Zerg groups. I tend to lead 6-man groups. I put groups together to do the highest level content in the game. Yes.
Well, it's an honor to share the same virtual air as you.
Oh, well, it's all right. I'm a very friendly person. I run with newbies too.
Case in point, my own journey.
Yeah, I mean, I like to. I think it's really important to include the newer players in things, and you know, because it is a small community.
Though an equally vibrant one.
Yeah, and you can look at, you know, you can be a new player in this game and go, oh, there's only 120 people online. You know, this game is dead, and really, it's not. It's the same kind of population you would have gotten in a mud, you know, back in the day. And in those games, you would really get to know, you know, pretty much everybody. And you know, I like to, you know, take new players and kind of take them under my wing, because you know, when I was a new player, people did that to me, and so
paying it forward, and
and it kind of helps them become part of the community to
absolutely
see, you know, what the actual long-term players are like, so that they don't come in and run across some other new player who may be coming from some other community that's more toxic, and then they start that behavior, and if they get, you know,
wanting to make
socialized,
sure you represent.
So they've moved the Kerr portal to here.
I do see that I have an old Kerr mountain note on my map, so yes, I do see that they have updated it. I also notice the lighting. It looks like there's, what's that lighting technology? The ambient occlusion?
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. It looks like they've added that feature here. The grass textures look a bit more varied.
Yeah,
like I mentioned,
Eltibule is a lot more vibrant than it used to be, and they've rearranged some things.
Okay.
And there's, you know, a whole, you know, there's a. If you want to go look at some, we can go look at some of the. They've actually added some interesting spiders over to on the east side. We probably should have went and looked at those. But yeah, this is.
Yeah, the trees, higher quality.
Yeah,
the view distance looks enhanced as well. I can see the silhouette of the mountains in the background.
Yeah. And I actually went and filmed some footage of Eltibule at night. That
cool. Yeah.
that you
I
can...
do love the night skyscape.
Yes.
A great job with that.
Yes. So Eltibule at night is really, a beautiful thing. So, the only thing is when they did this in Eltibule and Surreal, these two places used to be a lot darker at night, and so if you had gotten a campfire or something, you get a lot more of that ambience of nighttime, and that didn't really carry over. But I think what they have is actually more pretty, even though it's a lot less dark.
Yeah.
And then when you get like certain items, like if you look at your wasp compared to my wasp right now, your wasp actually has this glow effect.
Yeah.
That my wasp doesn't have, and you can really see that a lot more at night.
Oh, interesting. Gotcha. And that's through the trait system with respect to animal breeding?
Yeah.
Is that a purposeful attribute?
I actually bred that into your wasp.
Well, thank you.
When I bred your wasp.
Yeah, you did breed it. Yeah, that's so cool.
So, so that's something that shows up a lot better now than it used to. Yes, you could say. And certain clothing and certain items also have this same glow effect. And
okay, interesting. Yeah, I can see ours is a little muted, so I imagine with is it an augment you put on it, or is it an ingredient you use when creating it?
It just seems to me like certain items or certain colors will glow a little bit more. Like the feathers on my hat seem to have more of a glow effect than the rest of my gear.
Yep.
So there's just certain little things that will be highlighted on gear that way that show up better at night now.
Yeah, awesome.
So I guess there was a bit of a trade-off between losing the mystery of being out in the middle of the dark with only a campfire here to the way that they've changed it to more recently. So let's hop in this portal here.
Off we go to
take a look at the new
cold, icy landscape of Kerr. Here we are. Yeah, I can hear the wind blowing.
You're gonna have to give me a few minutes because my computer loads very slow. So it's
take your time.
Loading screen for a little bit. Now the Kerr map is completely different.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, they've basically just scrapped the old Kerr and redid it, and the reason they did that is because as the game has been in development, when they started they used to do Unity version 2000 whatever, and Kerr looked great when they developed it under that version, and then as they've been developing and Unity's been developing and the new Unity version wasn't, the Kerr was looking less and less good, so they just completely did a whole new map for it. But you still load in and have the welcome campfire, but any map pins you have now have completely changed. And,
very cool. Yeah, awesome. I appreciate that they decided to go back and really update it.
Rather than trying to rehab what they had, and they just completely
apply all the lessons they've learned and bring it up to par. That's awesome.
Yeah, and so I mean it's not as mountainous as it used to. It's more like hills now.
More tundra.
But I found that there's like 3 mountain peaks. Kind of, it's more like it's a milder mountain than it used to be.
Gotcha. Yeah, I hadn't explored in the previous version. I'll try to find footage of what it used to look like to have a little comparison.
Yeah, see if you can go find some of that. You know what? I think I'll try and see if I have some of that. I might have footage of it too, in my 4 years of playing. I have been streaming and I have been saving everything that I've streamed, so I'm sure I have something somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure. So what brings us to Kerr?
I just wanted to point out, because the game's been in development for so long, and sometimes people come in and say, "Well, is this game still being developed?" And this is kind of an example of,
Hmm.
where they've put some of their effort into. You look like you're cold.
Oh
Are you
yes,
cold?
that and these Yetis have found me to be particularly appetizing.
All
But I
right.
think
Well, I
I have
will.
sufficiently. Well, I still have one
Did you
following
fall off
me.
your horse? Next time you fall off your horse, let me know.
It became quite anxious, which ties into the mount mechanics. I
Oh
believe I
yeah.
see you here, which I really appreciate about the mount system they implemented.
Yeah, it's not a normal mount. Everything, is something you're gonna have to work for, or it's not. You're just gonna be able to hop on a mount that you just
I
acquired
have.
and
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
ride at full speed. You know. um,
Now I have frostbite, so I presume. Oh yes, my warmth has reached 0. So I
all right,
imagine
so
there's
let's
either
take care of
a.
that. I'm gonna put down a fire, and
So this is one of the features of this zone that there are somewhat survival mechanics built in. You have to
yeah,
keep aware of a warmth
yeah,
factor of your character, the weather conditions. It's another layer of the overworld PvE loop.
yes, because this game is so focused on PvE that they actually have stuff like that where you actually do have to be versus the environment, which is what PvE stands for.
What a
And
thought, right?
yeah, so it's not just mobs in the environment, it's actual weather and temperature. And are you warmed up now?
Yep, we are all good. So warm that I
Uh,
don't even have the warmth meter.
okay,
I'll do a better
great.
job of telling you that in the future. But that was a good representation of what can happen if you find
Yeah,
yourself ambushed by a bunch of yetis and you don't have warm clothing, and it can quickly get out of hand, which makes this
yeah.
zone. I imagine that's one of the allures to adventuring here.
It's it's just a very entertaining zone in that
Hmm.
way. You do have to be prepared before you come to Kerr,
Hmm.
which uh,
Which I
there
like that.
is special gear that you can use that mitigates the cold.
Hmm.
There's, like you saw campfires.
Hmm.
Some
Hmm.
fire mages can warm you up. Um,
Yes, I forget if it was Trimo or another individual. They were able to put a. Oh, look at this! Interesting. Mittens.
yes,
They
so
were able
this
to
is
cast a fire spell of warmth on me.
yeah, so this is a little outpost. This is called Fox Outpost. It's a little
Okay.
animal only area
Oh,
since
hence
we're
why they don't like me.
humanoids.
Hmm.
Yeah, since we're humanoids, they have defenses against us. But if we were an animal, say a
Uh huh.
fox,
Yep. Yep.
we would be able to just go um,
I like
visit
that.
here.
Yeah, kind of an old school faction system in a way.
Yeah, in a
Yeah.
little bit of a way. They,
Yep.
they
Yep.
they don't like you if you're not an animal there.
Hmm.
Um,
I
and
get it. I understand. Yeah.
yeah, so
Now, if we
uh,
were an animal, are there NPCs? Is there an important
there's
or
a whole other world if you're an animal.
yes? So the way you engage with this zone can change
Yeah,
fundamentally.
yeah. Like these deer wouldn't be running away from us, and
Okay,
you
yeah.
know,
So there's some more interactivity.
yeah.
And I
So
forget, is there a certain fox type that has immunity to cold
I don't
vulnerability?
think so, but there's like you could get like a
Oh, this is
bear
a
if
good
you're an
hill.
animal handler that handles cold a little bit better.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah. This is a nice little vista. Look at this.
Yeah. I want to get you to the docks so that we can actually go look at the docks.
Okay, I'm at 7 warmth, by the way.
All right, well, yes, I'll put another campfire down and let us warm up.
Sorry for draining your coffers.
No, these things are not expensive. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put down a fox vendor and
The fox in the box. Yes.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
I've heard epic tales of this item you're about to use.
You've heard of epic tales of this item.
Fox in a box. Yes.
Have you not actually seen one before?
I have seen it grace my eyes once.
All right. Well, I'm
It was
putting
delightful.
down a suspicious box.
Suspicious box.
It's suspicious. It says something's in there, and there it is. And this little fox here is going to sell us some
That's
more
my little buddy,
campfires.
huh? There it is. Okay, and I have just enough money to buy a couple of these. Okay, cool.
Yeah. If you scroll down, what else you can buy? You can see that there's other curatives, things like that. This
Oh yeah.
this vendor is something you can buy by doing live events.
Okay. Yes, and you earn those event tokens, and you exchange
Yes.
it at
Yes.
the
And you
vendor
can
in
also,
the casino.
yeah, you can get this fox out in the middle of a dungeon and sell stuff to him too.
Wow.
He's a pretty cool little guy.
Huge quality of life upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something you get for doing. There's a few other cool things too, but yeah.
Awesome.
So there he is. So now you can buy your own campfire and throw it down when you get cold.
Beautiful. Awesome. I will take care of that. Excellent. Awesome. So I now have my warmth back.
Okay. Well, let's get moving because it will start going back down again.
I see it's starting to get dusky.
Yep. So, yep, the sun is going down. The color is changing.
Ooh, I like the soundtrack.
Yes.
Nice and epic, adventurous.
I'm not sure, but I think Gazlik and Kerr have the same soundtrack, actually.
I'm not sure if I have adventured in that other zone.
Yeah.
That you mentioned.
Well, it's like Kerr except colder.
Okay. Even colder. Okay, so the.
And higher level. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so it's all around more dangerous.
Yes. And there is danger here. I am kind of taking us through an area of relative mildness, just for safety reasons. But yeah, this area is, there's sparse areas, but there's there's some orcs over there. I'm trying to find some. Yeah.
I'm gonna pop down a fire, warm up just a little second here next to the water.
All right. Yeah. Yep. That's exactly how you do it.
It looks like my Castrum bee has become entangled.
Yeah. All right. I'll send my bee to help. I don't have very many. In fact, I pretty much run around without combat on my bars. Even in my animal handling build, I've got one attack. Almost everything. And this is because I'm normally running around with a curse that causes me to miss if I was to attack things anyhow. I took it off this weekend because I was going to run around as a deer, and then I got bored with it, and I haven't bothered to go back and get my curse back. But
oh yes, and it trades what evasion for.
It gives me an evasion that is rolled after everything else.
Nice, yeah.
So it's an exclusive evasion check that is last, and it's 10% to evade everything.
That's a big deal, yeah.
Which is very useful as a healer.
Absolutely.
Because you want to be alive. I have a res where I can res the entire party, but I have to be alive to do that sort of thing.
Yes. Right. That makes sense.
So,
Okay, I see glaciers in the background.
Yeah, I've
seemingly.
got some. Yeah, this is some kind of cool stuff, and this is we believe that this area somewhere offshore is going to be where the orc starter zone is when we have an orc starter zone. I think I don't really have this area mapped out because I didn't need to. but other people need to come here to learn things that have to do with teleportation, and so somewhere over here is uh, some teleportation trainers and stuff. But I completely maxed all that stuff out before, and you're gonna die, by the way.
Oh, this is a very happy guy. Look at that.
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and eat some greens and keep you alive.
I somehow survived.
Good job.
Can I resurrect you?
I resurrected myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna...
so you're God. You were dead and you brought yourself back to life. Excellent. Oh, emergency fire. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I think that's what killed me, actually. But
oh, the cold?
Yeah, I died from cold.
Oh, so the cold was more dangerous than the polar bear.
Yeah, it wasn't the polar bear that killed me, it was the cold.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah, always something to keep you on your toes about.
It really is a real danger. It's not, you know, oh, well, I'm cold, you know, kind of thing. It's a real danger. You can really die from cold here. So.
I'm looking for a snack.
If you look on the ground here, we've got some neat effects from the fire on the...
Oh, I do see that. Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, from here, I'm going to summon a portal to Casino, I think.
Did you ever play EverQuest during the Luckland expansion?
I was playing Asheron's Call during the EverQuest years.
Okay, there was a... I forget what it was.
I'm very monogamous with my MMOs.
That's a clever word to use. There's a feature, I think it was in Asheron's Call 1 as well, and it mirrored what I'm about to mention regarding EverQuest 1. So in EverQuest, after its third expansion, I think, Luckland, you could go to the moon, and there was a zone called the Nexus, and it ended up being this literally a nexus between a lot of different areas in the game. And so whenever I'm in the casino, it reminds me of that. And I think in Asheron's Call 1, didn't they eventually introduce a zone that enabled you to...
You're talking about the hub or the sub, depending which server you played on.
Okay.
I played on Thistledown, so we always called it the hub there.
Okay.
And I think that was added very, very early on.
Interesting. Okay, gotcha.
Asheron's Call was huge.
It was a massive open world. No, very little, like, were there any actual zones?
It was all one zone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that blew my mind the first time I logged in. I thought that was so cool. Because EverQuest had distinct zones, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the dungeons would be their own distinct place.
Sure,
you had to portal in.
Yep.
But the whole world itself was just one big giant zone.
Yep.
Which, it was built in the 90s, which is amazing because you don't see MMO engines able to really do that even now. So I have no idea how they did that.
Isn't that funny? Yeah.
Yeah.
So here in the casino, I'm looking down.
Yes, this is the casino.
Looks like there's a coliseum in which, maybe an arena is a better word. I believe you can place bets on the different NPCs that come out here. A bunch of different mini games you can play, kind of like the you are behind me. The Golden Saucer, Final Fantasy XIV. This zone is similar. In nature.
So there's a lot of storage here. People tend to meet up here to do daily quests because there's 2 daily quest lines for mid-level and high-level here. But I'm here because I keep stuff here, and what I wanted to do was take you to go see the Wintertide.
And I am receiving now a transport security. Okay, deal.
Yes, so you're gonna need this key.
I believe this was the item that I needed during my first interview, and we ran against that self-destruct timer, and it didn't work right. We'll
Yeah,
see.
okay. Well, I don't know which interview that was, but here is the Wintertide, and since you have the key, you can just...
Is this the place with the troll?
Yeah, there
With
might
the
be a troll
trolls?
here at the entrance. It's probably
Oh,
gonna
this
just
is
kill
different,
you.
actually. This is very different, actually. Okay, this is cool.
Now we're just
Futuristic.
gonna
It's
sit at
almost like
this. We're
a.
just gonna sit at the front of this dungeon, and I sent you footage of this dungeon
Okay.
because as soon as you portal in, you're probably just gonna die, and I'm not gonna be able to give you a tour of this dungeon, but
Mm-hmm.
you have some footage um, that you'll be able to
And is this
show the
considered an
viewers.
in-game group-based leveling area? Is this?
No, this is a group
Mm-hmm.
dungeon that you do around level 80.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's basically, this is a spaceship. Um,
Oh, I see a troll over there. Yeah.
yeah, it's run by some fairies and some trolls. I think they use the trolls for their security, and
Of course.
it's a fairy spaceship basically.
Yeah, the troll trooper level. It's an elite. Look at that. 40k HP. Yeah, I don't even know if I can see the level that it is. Yeah, so that looks tough.
Yeah, and Project
It's a great
Gorgon,
model too.
you don't, yeah. And this is one of the things I wanted to show off because a lot of the newer places are some of the first places that got developed in the game,
Mm-hmm.
and the higher level places actually have the nicer graphics and stuff. And
Yeah.
one of the things I always hear about Project Gorgon is how the graphics are so outdated and have this old feeling, but these models are actually complex models, um, and they're very detailed. It's just that it's a higher level area, so new players don't necessarily get to see that, you know. And the developers have told us in the past that a lot of the lower level places, or some of the older places that they developed, um, they're actually planning on updating those just before they plan to release the game.
Yeah. Right now they're
Because the
just trying
most
to
expensive
make.
assets in a game are the models and the artwork.
Hmm.
And so you want to, in order to get the most out of it, you want it as fresh as possible on release.
Yep. That makes sense.
But a lot
Yeah,
of these later areas are already very
reaping the
detailed,
benefits
and
of
yeah. So this dungeon has several different levels, several different areas. You also get back to the cold thing that we saw in Kerr. There's a little bit of that in this dungeon, so
Oh,
you
okay.
still
So
do
that will
have some of the
environmental
environment.
elements. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. This is one thing I would like to see. The the MMO sites, like, what is it, MMO?
The RPG massively.
News sites.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I look at them and they're talking about Asheron's Call, not Asheron's Call, Project Gorgon. Anytime I see them talking about Project Gorgon, they're using screenshots that are at least 6 years old, and I really wish those sites would go to Povus or come here or go to some of those new areas and and update their screenshots.
Yep. I have
I
the
mean,
contact there. I'll see. Oh, here we go.
yeah, he's gonna kill you. Why don't you try and jump out this portal before you die? Oh, he's on me, so I'll be okay. Yeah. All right, I'm hopping out too now. You're gonna die as soon as you exit this portal.
Hello. Woohoo! Oh, look at here. Okay.
As soon as you load and die, go ahead and hit your respawn button, and you'll be in town.
This is the Fae Realm. This is okay. I've been waiting to Elite Troll Trooper. I've been waiting to come here for a while. Okay, so I'm gonna respawn. What?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same.
Okay, this is a very different vibe than I think anywhere I've been in Project Gorgon. Okay. Yeah, there's a sort of a reflection of another planet.
Yeah, this is not the same planet. That's exactly right. We are not on the same planet anymore.
Oh, okay. So that was a purposeful design decision. Okay.
Yeah.
And so here are a bunch of, yeah.
So I'm just gonna let you
okay.
roam around here a little bit and take a look. I did not get any footage of this area.
A lifestone? Part of me wants to touch it. Part of me is worried too.
Go ahead, go touch it. It's a lifestone. It's not for you though. It's for fairies.
Yeah. Okay.
And
yes,
you're
it
not a
feels
fairy.
pleasant, but nothing happens. We have some chests here.
The
it's
thing
not
I love
for
about
you.
this lifestone though is this lifestone. It looks to me like almost like the same model lifestone they used it in Asheron's Call at the latter part of when it was out.
Interesting. You wonder if it's a reference. Yeah, I'll have to
well,
ask.
it's clearly a reference. It's a lifestone.
Yeah. Fair point. Yeah. Homage. Yeah, I'll have to ask him. That's cool. Yeah, because both the main developers were working on Asheron's Call 1, correct? And maybe the second one too.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so question. I see. Oh, wait a minute. This is actually making some sense. So there's a Fae leopard, and the NPC versions of those start to be introduced in Eltibule. So this must be their home, or at least well, it's interesting from a world building perspective. This looks like decrepit ruins. Yet,
there's a lot of lore behind this area, yes, that as you play a fairy you will learn about.
Yeah. But it is what word am I looking
Juxtaposed.
for? Juxtaposed. Okay, I thought there was an additional syllable there. With the lifestone, and we have mycology growing around, and maybe that's a purposeful symbol of, I imagine there may be a conversation about civilization and nature, so that's cool. Now, apparently, there are milkable slugs here. Is that a thing?
Yeah. So
very cool.
You know, there's some NPCs that'll send you on a fool's errand, or there's some of the you'll learn something about the personality of the NPC by the quest they send you on.
Sure. No, I appreciate that it's not just busybodies.
Somebody may be playing a practical joke on someone, and Yeah.
And I see a tombstone, which is
right
foreboding.
Here.
Look at this.
Yeah. So here's a snail. You can milk this snail. I believe you needed.
I need fish and snail anatomy at 25.
Okay. Give me your bottle. I'll
makes
milk
sense
it.
Because admittedly, I wouldn't know how to milk a snail in real life, so I'm not offended. Here we go. That makes total sense. I'd have to know how to do that.
Yeah. All right. Here, I milked the snail for you. Here you go.
Look at that. A jar of sticky slime.
I know that if you go around milking the slimes, you can sell them for a fair amount. So
okay, interesting.
Some
players
people that
or
are
a particular NPC.
Other players. So if you're if you're the type that likes to forage things for crafters to buy from you, this is one of the things you do every 3 hours you can milk these.
Yeah, go on a rotation.
Yeah, so it's a route. I mean, there's 10 of them. You come to Fae Realm and you milk your 10 snails, and then you can come back in 3 hours and milk your 10 snails again.
I like in the distance, the farther away the mountains are, the more purple they become.
Yeah, that's.
And we are making a bunch of
I forget what that's called.
Angry.
That's some sort of perspective. I think that's atmospheric perspective is what we call that.
Yeah, that is bringing me back to my art history days in college.
I took college. Actually, I studied. I actually have a graphics design degree.
That's so cool.
What I studied in school. I don't know if you're going to be able to kill this or not.
I can take a whack. Let's see, we got 2 things.
You are not.
We have quite the friends.
Yeah. No, oh gosh, and here's a bee. So I think we're gonna die here probably.
Want me to join the fray?
I mean, you're gonna die anyhow. I think. I don't think you're gonna be able to escape death.
No, I think this is death
Yeah.
is clawing for my soul.
Yeah. So just go ahead and
Hey,
respawn after you're
I
dead.
gained some death experience though. I've learned
Hey.
something. Look at that.
Good job.
Do you want me to respawn or enter the light?
Just go ahead and well, let me think for a minute. Where else did I want to take you? Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and enter the light.
Okay.
And if you can get to where are we going? I wanted to take us to Povus, and I'll just kind of meet you there.
Okay.
That way. Now, Povus is an interesting place because we can't stand still. If you stand still in Povus, you they've got these things called ratkins, and they will hunt you down, and they will find you, and they will kill you. So you kind of have to keep moving. Yeah, I just think it's just a gorgeous area. Being as it's nighttime right now, there's an invasion of the town going on. It goes on every night. The town gets invaded
here in Rahu.
If you
for Povus,
it's for Povus. I'm talking about Povus. While we ride through Rahu, I am discussing Povus because I don't know exactly how much we'll be able to hang out in Povus and discuss it. But I did send you some footage of Povus so that you can be showcasing that off during that. And so Povus is if you at night, as you successfully defeat each wave, you get a new quest for each wave, and we've only actually reached the final wave of Povus maybe 5 or 6 times since it came out. So
is it not worth doing, or is it more a function of difficulty?
It's not an easy.
Okay, it's just making sure you have
It's definitely worth doing.
Yep.
It's a function of difficulty and getting groups together because, I think it takes like 3 hours. Every 3 hours, we have game night. So realistically, we're not getting a group every night to defend Povus. So it's just a matter of getting a group together at the right time. There are bonus Povus nights where there are some nights that are
interesting. Okay,
more rewarding to defend. So the thing you get item loots, but you also get currency loot, which is it's called Zogrite, and you need Zogrite for the what is now the Endgame stuff, what we have for an Endgame. So this is Portal to Povus. Let me hop in and scout out before you
I may be greeted
come in, because sometimes there's Oh, okay. Well, you'll probably spawn before I do.
Here we are. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. It seems safe, but however, now I'm a little nervous in terms of do I got to keep moving?
Just stand there. It takes me a long time to load in the quiz.
Kuvu? Interesting. It is a. Here you are.
Yeah.
It's a lovely looking. Yeah, the landscape. It's actually.
So. If you look in the direction I'm looking, that is where the town is, but it's across some water. And
the vibe here kind of reminds me of the newbie area. It's a little. Maybe it's just at night, but the tone is a bit earthier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now this place is a swamp. Yeah. So we're just gonna kind of go along this way. I kind of want to sneak around and see if we can get you into the dungeon that just
Oh, that would be cool.
launched
Yeah, Jack and I were talking
this
about
week.
that.
Brand new. Okay, so
Okay,
these
okay.
ratkins, we're gonna go around them. All
Oh,
right,
look! Yeah,
no,
look at
don't
all
go
that. That is
forwards.
quite a.
Um,
So, is this
a
area out
herd.
here
Yeah.
balanced for a group of players, or would a solo individual be able to?
Now
Okay,
the outside area is
look at
soloable. Yeah.
that. What
The
is? Oh,
overworld, I guess you
yeah, very
call it.
cool. Yeah, I do see what you mean that these later areas, from a
All
graphical
right,
perspective, with respect to the mobs.
right here. You will see right in front of me a murky tunnel. Do you see that? Murky tunnel?
I see. Yes, I do.
All right. As soon as we get there, click on it.
Okay.
And I will try and make sure you get in before, make sure things get
see
on me before they get on you.
A
So
ratkin
go.
miner. Here we
Yeah.
go. Loading in. Oh, hey, this is exciting.
So all this water around us is at acidic.
Oh, so that is.
So you
one
might
of
want to
the,
jump from
let's
place to
see.
place. Yeah. And we are only going to be able to go in here so far, but I did
Okay.
send you a whole bunch of footage from inside this place. Oh, looks like somebody's been killing stuff. So we'll see where we can go.
Okay, so one of the dynamics is the acidic
Water.
venomous water? Yeah.
Yes. So this is acidic water. It's also water, which means that like fire priests or fire mages in general, there's certain abilities that you can cast in water or not in water that you can't cast while you're in water.
Oh, okay.
There
So
is,
certain restrictions.
yeah, there is underwater combat in this game, which they've been developing. You know what? I'm gonna switch.
That is a very. Is that an ant warrior? What is that? Is cool. Look at that.
So, yeah, I got a pretty good close up of that thing within my footage. If you want to dig through it.
A whole monitor.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually do have some. Yep, I have some arthropod anatomy, so I can take a look at a little bit of the details. Oh yeah,
Yep.
so it's effective. There's some ineffective, very ineffective. Okay, so that can shape some build decisions coming into this area. That's cool. Now, is it effective? So I clicked the eye next to the Actari Hall Monitor's portrait.
Yep.
Is it
Now that you know
effective
about it, you're gonna want to
against?
click on that for everything.
Oh, I know. Yeah. No, this is great. So when it says effective, is that effective against, or is it saying this is effective? How do I say this? So it has its level and then the word effective. Is it saying its armor is going to be effective against piercing and trauma, thus you do not want to bring piercing and trauma? Or is it saying if you do bring piercing and trauma, it will be effective against those?
Yes. So those two types, piercing and trauma, are effective against that mob. So if you bring piercing and trauma, you'll do additional damage.
Oh, so there's a bonus with that. And on the flip
so
side, acid.
Yes. Yeah. Ineffective, that's mediocre. You can damage it with that, but it's not gonna be ineffective. Very ineffective would be acid. You'll probably do practically nothing. And then there's also a immune.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, where it's just straight up resistant
Yeah.
against.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it'll be immune. You can debuff an immune mob. Say something is immune to cold. You can debuff cold for that mob, and then it will take damage against cold. If it's already effective and you debuff it for cold, it will probably become very effective, for example.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's ineffective levels, and then there's also effective levels. So something can become more effective or very effective, or etc. So that is part of.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, and I imagine that gets predominantly increasingly important as you rise through the ranks.
Yeah, and as you level your anatomy, you see more things too.
Okay.
So if somebody debuffs this monitor and you don't have anatomy, you may not see the debuff on it. But if you do have
Gotcha.
anatomy, or you'll be able to see more things about things. I don't know if you can see his abilities or not, but he's a slashing damage and he does heavy poison damage. And right now he has no effects on him.
I do see that.
Yeah.
I imagine you see quite a bit more with some added nuance.
I don't know how much anatomy I actually have on this particular mod.
Yeah, so I see there is a dot when I stand there. So how are you not taking damage?
Oh, I
when you're
forgot.
standing
Sorry.
there?
Just,
Well, I know that's impressive. So what about your build was causing you to completely ignore what was eating my armor alive? Do you have regen with respect to your armor?
It's eating my armor alive now. So I was probably standing like right here.
Oh, just a little bit away from where that effect was taking place.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So even though it looks like I'm in a pool of acid here, for some reason this little spot I'm in is not. It's not deep enough. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep.
Deeper. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
interesting.
Yeah, let me eat some food. We're not going to be able to ourselves go in here very deep, but I do have footage. Lots of footage. So, but yeah, this is just a very small portion of what is a very large new dungeon. All right, so I want you to look it up, and you see that big giant mushroom?
I do.
That is the fungal fortress.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. That is a fitting title.
Yeah.
And that is right outside the city, huh?
It's close to the city, but yeah, you can see it from the city. That is the case. So this is probably the safest distance we can get to it.
So it becomes inside. That's a whole other in-game dungeon.
Yes, and you have some extensive footage of that. That I have sent you.
Awesome.
So you can show that dungeon off.
That's
what it looks like.
Interesting.
So let's go look at let's go look at the city. But this will be Povus. This is level 85 area. The invasion is group.
Okay, so this is
content.
This is in-gamey, yeah.
Yeah, there's still somebody's over here. Yeah, it looks like Go Buster's still over here
an
killing
orc invader,
the last few things that are
cleaning up.
Here. Yeah. Now, as the town levels up, we gain more
Go Buster.
more NPCs. Yes, the town levels up.
The town leveling up. Okay. Oh, you have an orc behind you.
The town levels up as we defend it. If we don't
that's cool. Now, does it reset?
Then, it levels down. Yeah.
Okay, so there is gameplay consequences for how well and how far the event was.
It's actually cumulative. Gotcha. Like each invasion gets us so many points towards leveling the town. So if you read this town status board, it will give you more information about Povus, and the stuff goes. The town is level 11. I think it can go up to 20.
Yeah, town 11. Look at that. Yeah.
So you can opt in or out of hearing about the invasions.
Okay, system info helping Povus. Yeah,
residents that are here, the residents that are not here, what's going on with the town.
Sure, yeah.
I think it's kind of a test run for what they have planned for the actual Statehelm Endgame actual release. When the game is released, what will be the endgame content? This is a little kind of a testing of that. There's this rat over there.
Yep.
But yeah.
Oh, it looks like we got an orcish guy.
Okay, it's killed your bee. I don't know if I'll be able to keep you alive for this, but we'll see.
It was a little.
Let's. You can't really run from them. You can run in circles. I have no damage, so
Yeah,
I'm
these
not
guys are
gonna be able
tough.
to
These
kill
guys are
him.
tough. Yeah. Hey, I got to.
But I'm gonna get you alive, and we're gonna run. So.
Cheers.
Come this way. Let's see if we can outrun this guy. Nope. All right. I've got. All right.
I still
this
earned
is your
some more
last
death experience.
chance. Keep going this way. Don't die. Okay.
I will try.
No,
Okay.
no. Wait,
Let's see,
you're
does
the
that do?
guards. We're the
Are
guards.
there any guards, or is this players or the guards?
Okay,
We're
I think
the
we get it
guards,
out.
right?
The other thing I want
Literally,
to show
yes.
you off about Povus. This is the one thing I love. You know how when you go to Serbial and you go to the well and people are playing instruments there. We get a new song in Povus. This is my favorite part about Povus.
This is different, yeah. I'm playing a bass part. Let's see if there's something that is.
I wish they would put this in all the
There we go.
Rekasha areas, like in Rahu and
Got some
Ilmari
chords.
Desert and other places in the game, so that I can play this song with other players more often. I don't get to do that. But,
Now, something that I have not yet experienced until you brought me on this tour is how the developers have very carefully, organically expanded and let the features that you learn in the lower levels flower. What does this person do?
music was that bad. No.
I guess they did. Oh,
Play
wait,
a different tune on your lute. I don't.
We heard that. Yeah, oh, God. This is enough. I'm getting out of here.
Yes.
Oh, here's the ghost you were talking about.
This guy's
Tumak,
an important
the betrayer.
Ghost. If you want to get into genetics and if you want to get into animal husbandry and genetics, that ghost is your starting point. I'll just say that.
And I do appreciate, as someone who does play guitar, that the animation for the lute, they did take inspiration from
actually
actual
3 guitar playing animations right now.
I appreciate you, Castrum, and yeah, you have a great night.
All right, thanks. Good night.
Thank you for watching, and subscribe for more MMO content.